So, Apple just announced the new iPhone 15 and 15 Pros, which are pretty darn rad, but I do have one concern. Firstly, here are the raw stats of the devices, with the most noteworthy features being USB-C, new titanium external build, better chipsets, and bigger battery. But I do want to bring up one thing. Now that we've been using the dynamic island design for a year, what's next? We all know that Apple is building up to the full screen design eventually, but we still haven't seen many phones with that as of yet. Just a few here and there, but most have notches. And even the ones without notches come with a few compromises that don't have that perfect under-the-display selfie camera. So the technology isn't really there yet, especially on the Android side. And as we know with Apple, they like to wait for Android to release features first and then come in and do it its own Apple way. Kind of like this phrase I've heard, which is if you have a good idea, let your enemies try it out first. Then you come in and iron everything out. I think that's what Apple does now, for the most part, because it's always brought up how Android innovates first and Apple comes in and just does it the same or better and markets it out of the park. So then, what about notches? Looking at the competition, namely Samsung and Google, they haven't made many under-display cameras, the Galaxy Fold being one of the most notable as of now. And even then, that is intentionally not mainstream, because it's still new tech. And for Apple, that could be a big risk, because when it introduces something new, firstly, it must be completely problem-free. That's vital for their image, especially since iPhones are some of the most popular phones in the world. And on top of that, it needs to be magical. There needs to be some pizzazz. And I can't really see there being a no-notch screen made at this time with zero compromises, hurting that magic. Say what you want about the dynamic island, but Apple was primed and ready for it. And it was marketed out of the park, enough for the hate memes to calm down at least. So then, what are Apple's options? iPhone designs are typically refreshed every other year, so we are expecting something new next year. So here's what I got. Firstly, the most probable change could be a decrease in the size of the dynamic island. It's the easiest new thing, and it will probably be effective with proper software integration. Secondly, a totally new design, which would be eye-catching, like the hole punches found on Androids. But I don't know if Apple will do that design specifically because it likes to differentiate itself from the competition. Remember, think different. But maybe it could do something totally new. We'll see. Thirdly though, which I don't know if the company is ready for this, but a full screen design. It would certainly look the best, and it would definitely be the preferred option for us consumers. But Apple probably wants to stretch out the dynamic island and hold out on the full screen for a super special iPhone in the works, namely the iPhone 20. For the 20th anniversary of the iPhone. Just like what the iPhone 10 did with the notches, the iPhone 20 could usher in a new era of full-screen iPhones. And I think that would be, although a little ways away, a great way to start the new generation of iPhones. But either way, Apple is a company led by some very smart people. They know what they're doing, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. So we'll see what happens in the next few years. But remember that at the end of the day, these are just phones. So make sure to have fun with this stuff. Don't take things too seriously, and remember to stay disciplined with your purchases. And that was my rundown of the iPhone 15 and the future of notches. I hope this video was insightful for you and fun as well. My name is Seeroost. It's spelled like Cyrus, but not like Sea Rooster. Just take other ter. Thank you very much for watching and have a wonderful day. Peace.